The fate of one team all comes down to this. The final day of the Louis Vuitton Cup round robins. Emirates Team New Zealand, it's going to be the last time we see them till the match.
You know, a little bit sad to have our last race before the Cup, but, you know, in some ways super exciting as well.
We've got the boat speed, we've got the manoeuvres, we can do everything we need to do, it's just a matter of doing it consistently.
And American Magic, representing the New York Yacht Club, will bank win number 4 and lock themselves into the semi-finals. Ineos Britannia, they have got the afterburners on this afternoon.
Nice guys.
We have a very fast package. We can beat anyone.
For the first time in the regatta, the Italians lose.
We've said all along this is the strongest challenger group we've seen, and I think today we saw that.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing, they're still not out of the danger zone to make the final 4.
We came in winning in the last head-to-head with the French, so yeah, I would put ourselves as favorite.
Orient Express Racing win and stay alive, lose, and it's goodbye to their America's Cup dream.
We just have to pull all we've got in this race tomorrow and have no regrets.
But they are against the clock.
It has been extreme boat building in a very short period of time.
They are up and being towed out to the race start. So they have been given a reprieve. Racing cancelled for the day.
Well done everyone, honestly, it's impressive what you guys have done.
Molt bona tarda. This is beautiful Barcelona on Make or Break Monday, where the sun is out once again and 2 America's Cup teams' fates will be decided. After 27 races, one team is heading home today on what should be the final day of the Louis Vuitton Cup round robins after yesterday's racing was abandoned. Orient Express Racing repaired their boat overnight, and for them it's now or never. While Alinghi Red Bull Racing will be hoping to avoid a sail-off for the last spot in the final 4. Since August 29 for all the challengers, the goal has been clear: to win this, the Louis Vuitton Cup. Do that, you're a step closer to the holy grail of the old mug. In the 6-team standings, including the defender, the Italians and Kiwis boast an identical record. A slip by Rossa today could open up a battle for top spot. With Ineos' improved showing of speed, if they beat the French, it will be must-win for Rossa to finish top for the chance to choose their semi-final opponent. So it's Monday madness with a twist. Orient Express Racing simply have to win in the opening match of the day to stay alive. But if they lose, they go home, and then all the pressure is on Rossa Prada Pirelli to beat the Swiss to avoid a sail-off for top spot against Ineos Britannia. What a day to look forward to. And it is a day where Orient Express Racing have one last roll of the dice. And here's hoping there are smiles, but who knows what will unfold. For Ineos Britannia, they are looking faster and faster. They'll be looking for more improvements, and everybody will be starting to get a little bit nervous about the official challenger. All smiles, all selfies, all confidence, all Italian. That is Rossa, the Swiss. They need a point today just to guarantee themselves. Emirates Team New Zealand, final throw for them. And then we don't see them until the match. And then there's American Magic, a new helmsman. How will they go today? We will find out. With the sun out, it will be fans out. Heading to the race villages and fan zone to soak up a day of tension on the water. Let's now confirm the weather with Shirley Robertson.
It's still a big day here in Barcelona for one team. This will be their America's Cup curtain call, and conditions today could certainly add to the theatre. It's a complex meteorological picture. Just to the north, the infamous strong northerly Mistral, and we sit in a bit of a bubble just to the south. The wind here has swung round to the south, and it's a thermal breeze. The confidence is high that it will be raceable. The uncertainty is more around when. Well, to help us see the intricate form of the breeze, we have the benefit of the marvel that is Windsight IQ, mapping real-time breeze. We can then push that data through the AC75 performance simulation and take a well-informed stab at picking the winning track.
Time to go racing. Orient Express Racing, Ineos Britannia.
A new day, a fresh start for this young French outfit after yesterday's boat-breaking nosedive. Overnight, their AC75 will have been fully primed. We know this team is oozing ambition, potential and pace. They must pull all that together or their cup story will end. Leading from the front, on helm, it's Delapierre. On port, it's Pepinay trimming the experienced Van Damme and Saunders, and pedalling like their Cup future depends on it is the Verhoeven brothers, Lapau and Nougaret.
The British team of Ineos Britannia here in Barcelona are official challenger of record for the 37th America's Cup. They have recently found the go fast button and are looking for a place in the Louis Vuitton final. Driving the boat is Ben Ainsley and Dylan Fletcher, and controlling the flight is Bledden Mon and Liam McMillan. With plenty of wick on the pedals, the Cyclor team for today includes Matt Rossiter, Neil Hunter, Matt Gottrell and Ben Cornish.
So here we go, the day of reckoning for Orient Express Racing. They've just fouled the wind limit. We've been told, look at the top left of your screen, however big that screen may be. We are 9 minutes 25 and counting towards a race start. It's been late, or light, should I say, here in Barcelona this morning, and this afternoon started to pick up a little bit. So they are confident we will get racing today. That's the most important thing, because we are certainly hanging on the edge of our seat for this one between Ineos Britannia and Orient Express Racing. Stephen McIver, America's Cup tactician, Peter Lester on the water, double Olympic gold medalist Shirley Robertson, and three-time America's Cup champione Glenn Ashby in the house again for another day of racing on a beautiful day too here in Barcelona. How must this team be feeling right now?
It's been a crazy, emotional 24 hours for this team. That massive nosedive yesterday, heroic effort by the show team getting the boat back together, and I'm sure they would have been up all night just making sure everything is ready. And a massive send-off this morning at Dockout. It's emotional already. They know, these 8 guys, it's all about them now. They have to deliver, they have to pull it together, and they have come so far.
Huge day for the team, and just looking at the pictures there at the moment, you know, the breeze actually looking really quite good, so we're really optimistic that we will get some racing in shortly. Right on the wind limit at the moment, and the breeze we're actually seeing, we've got about a knot to 1.3 knots of current on the course, and that's actually taking away a little bit of wind from the race course, so that's actually factored into the wind limit for both Ian Murray and Mal Roberts with the race course, and we hopefully get some breeze coming soon.
While we are looking at Orient Express Racing, the team have released a statement saying they would like to applaud the remarkable teamwork and flawless esprit de corps. The entire short grid had that AC75 back to its full potential for the decisive day, and that is one thing I think everybody in the fleet wants to see. They want to see the potential of Orient Express Racing. Looks good where we're looking at from. Let's go onto the water. Chase zero from Peter Lester. You got a good feeling about this one, Pete, that will start in around 9 minutes' time?
Yeah, well, if there's any delay, it'll only be short. Looking at the course out to my left, there looks like more pressure coming down. Coupled with that, I'm looking at the ships, the way they're lying at anchor, and they're beyond the top mark. And it looks to be as though there's probably a bit of left hand coming down, a bit of a left hand initially, and I'd expect the wind to go back to the right as the day goes on. So right now, yeah, looking really promising. It's fabulous conditions out here.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear.
It's really early days for this thermal. It is just establishing itself, and as Pete said, we have seen that trending to the right as it gets more established and the afternoon moves on. But I think in this race, they're going to have to be open-minded. Either side could really work. Also, it could well increase and quite quickly.
The ability to cope with pressure is a defining characteristic of elite athletes, and that man there, Francis Quentin Delapierre, excels when the heat is turned up. He uses pressure to overcome challenges, push himself to the limit, and pursue peak performance. It's the Orient Express helmsman's great motivator.
You know, I used to say that if there is no pressure, you are not in the right league or in the right place. I mean, when you are a high-level athlete, you are always looking for the very best league or the very best championship. I feel really good when I feel pressure because I know I'm in the right place. I mean, it's just part of the game and you have to deal with it. When you are in your sport, focusing on your talent and what you want to achieve in your career, you are just focusing on what you learned before during the training and focusing on your instinct and what you want to achieve tactically, and not so much about who is in the other boat, even if they are a big legend. And for me, they were a huge inspiration, but now I'm racing against them and I'm just the skipper of their opponent, and I want to beat them, that's all. We've been in Tokyo Olympics on the NACRA 17, and we didn't perform as well as we wish in Tokyo, so it was tough to say, okay, we have to stop the Olympics because the Cup are dreams for us. And that hurts you because you put just nearly everything of your personal life in your Olympic dreams. I'm really happy where I am now. I'm the French skipper of two of the biggest sailing French team in our country, so I'm really proud. I wish one day I will come back to the Olympics, but I just know exactly in the way I want to do it. And if I come back to the Olympics, it's only for one gold. Yeah, that's all. You just have to make tough decisions in your sports career. As a French sailing athlete, I've been always dreaming about the Cup. And now I'm here. I have to push the vision, the ambition. We don't have the biggest budget. We don't have 4 years of campaign, but we've got the energy and the ambition, and I'm fully focused on performing in this Cup and being in the final against the Kiwis. We used to talk a lot about French flair, and I truly believe in that. We've got a good imagination, and the Cup is a good way for us to express ourselves. And I'm not scared about facing Luna Rossa, Alinghi, Ineos, TNZ or American Magic. We know how to be fast, we know how to take a start. And at the end, in front of the start line, it's just about the game and not what happens before. So just have to trust the process and what we are believing, and I'm pretty sure that we will do great things.
Here, the face of Orient Express Racing, not that you can see that behind his gamer's mask, but he talks about passion. Let's talk about French leadership, because whatever could have gone wrong has pretty much gone wrong with Orient Express Racing. He has been unflappable and such a positive force outwardly for this team.
They've been a massive addition to this Cup, and have just, their fan base has just grown and grown with every week that went past. I mean, they knew they would be on the back foot. They were a late campaign, late to get their boat, but they fully embraced that, and it's been a joy to tell their story and to be telling their story still. And for Quentin Delapierre, he's really been dignified, a leader of men, and brought this whole team together.
I know there's a feeling around certain parts of the reservoir, a fairy tale today. I'm sure other teams that are listening probably don't want to hear that, but because of what they've been through, I mean, the romantic idea is that they can potentially beat Ineos today and maybe, just maybe, go to a sail-off for that Final Four spot. So there is so much on the line today and what could happen. All everybody has ever wanted, and sailors are sailors. They want to see everybody sail well. America's Cup, probably a little bit of a different story. But I think everybody wants to see Orient Express Racing live up to that word we mentioned before listening to Quentin Delapierre, and that is the potential. We know from the preliminary regatta, this is a quick boat. Let's just see if we can go racing and see the America's Cup drama unfold on a Monday in Barcelona.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling is now complete, and this race is live.
We have a race. The first reserve day at the end of the Louis Vuitton Cup Round Robin Series. Coming in on port will be Orient Express Racing. Coming in on starboard will be Ineos Britannia. 2 minutes and 10 for port, 2 minutes for starboard. I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit giddy.
S'il y va par le jibe, on le gaz.
15 secondes.
Ouais, copie.
Ouais, je peux l'entrer. Allez, stand by hard.
Dernier late. C'est pas mal, tu peux l'amener vraiment proche de nous.
D'accord.
Orient Express racing pretty much on target. You see the green light go up on the bar. They're good to go. Ineos, Britannia. What's their time on distance like? They got the green light as well. So we are on.
French having to just keep clear of the British here. I think the British deciding that they weren't close enough to enforce a foul. Both boats, as we know, having to stay on the foils in this light out.
Still very light at the bottom part of this track. There's only 7 knots, more up at the top. So still very much in the danger zone of touching down.
Look at the heart rates here. And the wattage, and in the pre-start, this is where the cyclists have to work super hard and keep the boats on the foils here. Big gear changes with the sails in this light out.
30 for the pin at the moment, a lot to kill. Go past here, right? Okay, yeah.
Both boats on their J1s and big mainsails, so opting for max power in this light air.
Ineos Britannia attacking round to follow them.
A lot of time to kill here for the French, so the British needing to stay on the foils. The wattage being put out there by the French team. A lot of movement here of the sails needed to keep the boat on the foils, so
France very early.
On a du B10 60 mètres dans notre faveur.
Allez, ça part de là.
Parti full speed.
It should be a gradual.
Tu sais,
like around. Here we go.
We have got a race started, race 28 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Today, how much fight have the French got? How much defence have Britannia got?
A lovely clean start, but a lot of gauge for the British team.
the British well over speed there, coming in with a big run-up, so they've converted that extra speed into height and forward, so slight advantage to the British at the moment, and we'll be looking to make the French's life difficult out of this next manoeuvre. Nice tack on Orient Express Racing, and they will remain air forward there, although a slight advantage to the British.
That's good. I think a couple of wind whistles. Let me know when you want the MJ. From now, down the slope. Yeah. Okay, 4 wind whistles, good. Still no more. Je pense que le capteur est mort. Ok. Oui, gas continue.
Orient Express in the dirt from Ineos Britannia, trying to go fast, limit the damage.
Kevin Pepinay on the wheel on the port side of the yacht at the moment. As we have a look at the British boat, Dylan Fletcher on the wheel for the British.
Let's go to chase zero with Peter Lester. Tight start. British look strong.
Yeah, advantage to Ineos off the line. They came in with more pace and managed to just convert that to windward gauge immediately after the start. And Ineos are just carrying on from their big improvement through the Louis Vuitton Cup round robin stage. For Orient, they just have to get into their work now. You can see they're nudging into a bit more pressure as they come across the left-hand boundary.
The pressure is strong on the left-hand side of the top. Ineos Britannia protecting that, staying to the left of the French.
Breeze just showing that it's slowly increasing across the race course at the moment.
Left gate. Yeah, I think it's good pressure out that side. Yep. Taking final turn. Okay, we've got 10 to ley line. Okay, stand by here. Yep. 2, 1. Forward down. 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning. Okay, mine. 2, 1, going forward. Happy left hand. Either way. 15 away. Happy to win, mate. That's there. Speed coming.
We are almost at the top gate for the first time in this 6-leg race. Race 28 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. And the lead currently being held by the official challenger of record, Ineos Britannia. The French, we know,
coming with at the moment.
Do not go away. We're in this position, but they're going to have to do a lot more if they want to survive another day. That's how big today is.
20. 30.
They will attempt to take the opposite mark at the top.
They keep the boat rumbling here for Orient Express Racing. Every manoeuvre costing a little bit of distance and time, so we'll lock the boat in here and sail fast to keep putting pressure on the English. Still quite a few puffs and lulls there, Shirley, across the course, so these only early days of filling in, so both teams having to watch out carefully for big holes on the course and making sure they manoeuvre in pressure.
Let's go into chase 0. Pete, they're heading towards that sort of that middle part of the course. What are you thinking what Orient Express needs to do?
Well, they just need to complete their manoeuvres. For me, looking down the course now, the right-hand side, as this sea breeze builds, it builds from the seaside. Later in the day, it will go back in favour coming up over the city side, over on the right. But Ineos have extended here. They went round, they got into that pressure breeze, and they've jumped out, and looks like they've increased their lead by probably as much as 8 motorists.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 180.
Continue, on dirait qu'il va en one and in.
C'est pas possible ici, match, désolé.
Il y va maintenant. Je pense qu'il faut y aller par là. Attends, le one and in. Two and in, pardon.
In a massive game for Ineos Britannia. In more pressure, better VMG.
They've sailed a nice downwind there, Shirley, and breeze slowly building there, and get some heart rates there. Neil Hunter, Matt Rossiter, the port side, Matt Guttrell, Ben Cornish on the starboard side, working hard to keep providing the sail trimmers the oil they require to trim accurately.
Options of this fluid. 10 to ley line. Okay, 10 seconds on the box, but pretty flaky, isn't it? Looks like coming into light stuff.
It's so good to hear the comms between Ben Ainsley and Dylan Fletcher. As we've watched this series progress, it's more and more confident. We can hear the trust between them growing with every outing.
Kate is slightly biased left. Right into a lull, I think, at the mark. Yeah, lift is slightly right, isn't it?
Ineos Britannia coming into the bottom of the mark for the first time. And they have put on a huge showing on this first downward leg. And that gap is quite significant now with 2 to go. But I'm sure the conversation, Glenn Ashby, we saw them very good in stronger weather. Now they're showing in lighter air. They are just as quick.
Ineos Britannia sailing a really clinical, clean race. Some lovely manoeuvres there. Nice round up straight into attack there. So using that extra speed from the downwind to help them spin the boat round and stay on the foils. And French working hard now to try and stay in touch and keep a little pressure on.
Sûrement être gêné vu comment on est axé par rapport à lui.
Ineos Britannia coming in to complete leg number 2. And if you look at the bottom left of your screen, you'll see what we call the delta, the gap they are trailing. It's a 47-second gap as Ineos Britannia quite simply rips up win on leg 3.
Ah oui, le 2. Attendez.
There you go, if you're letting it pop on that. Up de bateau. Grisé dans le 3.
Sur du droit.
Allez, on continue, c'est long les gros. Prochain risé, il est un peu plus devant.
Let's go on the chase boat of Ineos Britannia. Rob Wilson joins us right now. Rob, we've just been talking about how this boat goes in different conditions. The other day she was ripping in strong conditions, not so strong today, but man, you have felt that go fast button.
Yeah, like I think that's testimony for the whole team on the performance side and the shore side. You know, they've been all working really hard just to eke out every bit of performance. So it's all those little bits that do add up. So yeah, pleased how she's going.
Honestly, how much more have you got in the tank when you get to the pointy end of this competition?
Hopefully it's not over yet in terms of pushing forward, but all the teams are of the same mindset, so yeah, just keep pushing.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
8, turning, 5, 2, 1, going forward.
Happy for flat, do you want here?
Windward, yeah, forward, pretty light here, yeah.
Windward is good.
Little righty bend might come left as we get over this side. Okay, good pressure in 5 here. 190
Still these manoeuvres, very, very important to pull off.
Nice pressure here.
To make sure your bottom speed is 2 or 3 knots above the 20 knot sort of cut-off limit. Anything less than 20 knots of boat speed as above bottom speed is marginal to keep the boat on the foils. So for the viewers, they're the bottom speed numbers you're needing to look at to stay above.
Right here, 190.
Je pense qu'il faut y aller par là.
Let's head out into the water with Peter Lester. Peter, can you see anywhere on the course where Orient Express Racing might be able to get up?
I don't see too many passing lanes with the pattern, the wind, what the wind's doing. There's a bit of breeze at the top of the course, and that means the leading boat will probably extend between now and going around the mark and then punching on the downwind leg. We are starting to hear the trend of the direction going back to the right, but the pressure is in the left, so we're still in that building sea breeze phase.
Ineos Britannia are about to complete the halfway stage of race 28 in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series here in Barcelona after a horrible day weather-wise yesterday, which saw all racing cancelled. Barcelona has turned on a gem of a day today.
Very, very light breeze here as we watch Ineos Britannia come up. You can see the bow down. This is going to be a marginal manoeuvre for the British here, and they have to pull it off to get through the gate, so stand by.
5, forward down. 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning, 5. Kick down if you can. Cut 1, going board. Okay, 21s. Carry on. Okay, quite light.
They're right on the edge here, the British. Can they dig it out?
Okay, speed starting to come. Mark trap here. My trap.
Ineos Britannia would appear to have pulled off a very tight manoeuvre in light wind. You can see above them. They get around. They've completed the halfway stage of race 28. British fans just slowly holding their breath, and away goes Britannia.
Yeah, let's just, we've got to keep going.
Really, really marginal manoeuvre there, executed really well there by the British. A lot of pressure now on the French to execute their final manoeuvre to the top as well. It's definitely not over though. We have seen boats coming off the foils previously, and we see how quickly
10 seconds.
The lead can be gobbled up.
Here, 2, 1, forward down. 1, 8. We like it. Very well. Big one. Power up. Main board. Side. Stay with it.
French going way past the boundary there to keep the boat on the foils. Big rebuild here, powering up the sails. On Orient Express Racing, very, very light at the top end of the course here, so still a lot of racing to go here. The French now having to go up. They'll actually carry on straight and they will take the right turn, the left mark looking at the screen.
Orient Express Racing, excruciating to watch, but they have kept the boats up and they will complete 50% of the course. And take a look where the opposition is. Still many stories to be told in the next 3 legs.
Orient Express is at a 2 wind speed of 6 knots. Britannia 5. Look at Ineos Britannia. It is mowing the lawn back and forward across the course, not really making progress to the bottom gate.
They are right shift coming down.
Just watching the last attack here of Orient Express Racing, and little touchdown there, really marginal conditions, but the flight controllers, they're doing a great job just to pop the boat back up and reduce the wetted surface area of the hull.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 185 and shortening the leg to 1.2 nautical miles.
Wow, that wind really has dropped off. That's why we're talking about these boats now using as much of the course as possible to stay up. I tell you what, if you're British or you're a French fan, you go, okay, settle in, because there's butterflies fluttering, and lots of them.
Just up from our line. Yeah, got them. Bottom right of the course looks okay for, as in, we go one and in left, it looks okay. Good pressure here.
Calm heads on Ineos Britannia.
Little building 5.
Really important in these conditions to look a long way down the course and a long way out to the sides of what the breeze is actually doing. So you see Dylan Fletcher there jumping up out of his seat, having a look around. Really important to get that elevated view if you can, to look at what you're likely to sail into in the future.
Anytime. Okay, stand by.
Of course, they're going so fast that they're sailing into breeze. It's not coming from behind. Looking ahead.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening the course to 1.1 nautical miles.
Britannia having a moment.
It's calling left-hand gate bias. Yeah, with that, at the moment we're in big right here. I'm not sure it's gonna be that far right when we get there. Yep. Keep a little bit in the bag here.
You're happy with the pressure on this right-hand side looking upwind, and we just go straight, eh?
Yeah, what do you think, Lee?
I haven't been looking back, but yeah, the breeze. It's a little light in this
Ineos
corner.
Britannia about to complete the 4th leg of 6 in this do or die day for Orient Express Racing. They've been very strong today, Ineos Britannia. Sailed this mighty boat beautifully.
2. I can hit it. 1. Forward down.
3, 2, 1. Made.
Turning. 9. 2. 1. Going forward. Tying up. It's the main heel here.
One more manoeuvre for the French team here to get through the gate. So Ineos Britannia just staying above the minimum foiling speed there on that last tack. So French needing to pull off a nice clean job here and get through the gate and keep the race as close as possible.
Orient Express Racing,
great job
into that Orient Express Racing gates. Glenn's happy, so will the team. They're still up on the falls and winds that are lightning in a shortened course because of that. Oh, that's close. That's close. And away they go again.
Right on the edge here of keeping the boat on the foils here, both teams. So
let's go on the chase boat for Orient Express Racing Coach Thierry, who joins us right now. Probably another awkward moment to join you, but there's still a lot of racing to go. How are you feeling at the moment?
But we are not in a good position, but we still have one up and down. It's very patchy, and one mistake and you are falling out of the foil. So we have just need to keep pushing to have a smaller gap and to be able to jump if there is doing a mistake, but there is not so much to do right now.
Thierry, it's been a huge 24 hours. How proud are you of this whole team getting, as you say, your baby back onto the water?
Yeah, we fight hard to be on the water today, but we need this point. So let's cross fingers if something happens before the end.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
On n'a pas encore le bonine, on n'est pas matché, on n'est pas gazé.
with both boats being able to stay on the foils in that manoeuvre, and starboard helmsman there, Quentin Delapierre, taking over from Kevin Pepinay. Jason Saunders on flying duties with Mathieu Van Dam.
Je pense qu'on peut y retourner là dans le 5 si tu veux.
Orient Express Racing, just if you are joining us and you haven't been following the story, this could be it for them today. They have to win this race. They need to beat Ineos Britannia to at least stay alive for a potential sail-off with Alinghi Red Bull Racing, and then they'll have to sit and watch what Alinghi Red Bull Racing do. Oh, no, it's not what they were wanting. Got to get back up on those foils. They were making gains on the upward leg until that tack.
Just back on the foils there, Orient Express Racing. Really, one of their only options from here is a mistake by Ineos Britannia.
This is the race committee. We are moving the finish line, shortening the leg to 1 nautical mile.
Wow, how about that? Ineos Britannia about to complete leg number 5. And they're about to consign, Orient Express Racing to packing up and heading home and saying au revoir to the America's Cup in 2024.
All the way. Diving soon. Right up. 1. Right down. 3, 2, 1. Mate. Penny. All the way.
Plutôt à l'envers sur le début du portant. Voilà, on va chauffer le gaz, Jazz.
Allez. On va venir. Dernier portant. Allez. Nice.
C'est passé. Regarde un petit peu de loin. Au milieu, c'est vraiment des mots. C'est vraiment mou, faudra choisir un côté.
Orient Express Racing will now complete the 5th leg of 6 in race 28 of the Louis Vuitton Challenger Selection Series. Is this the last time for good that they round the top gate in Barcelona?
Really nice rounding there by Orient Express Racing, sailing the boat well. Still a few big wobbly patches of breeze down the course, so the British having to execute their next manoeuvre really well, otherwise the French will be right there.
Massive credit to the French short team that the boat is performing so well in these conditions. They did a nosedive. They went from doing 29 knots to 1.
It looks pretty much that Ineos Britannia have done a job on the French today in race 28. The most impressive thing we have seen is that the official challenger of record in the last 3 or 4 days, have found how to handle Britannia, and in different conditions. We talked about them flourishing in heavy conditions. They've done super well today in much, much lighter conditions. And yes, the fleet will be taking a close look, going, okie dokie.
Super impressive.
Game on, and as they cross the finish line, they are now level with Rossa Prada Pirelli on 6 wins, which puts all the pressure back on the Italians for the next race. But there they go. Ineos Britannia, it's win number 6, and the game is on again.
Nice work.
So a beautiful race there, Ineos Britannia. Really clean execution of their manoeuvres in really, really light air. So a great effort.
Settle off the course here.
Surely, as we wait for Orient Express Race to come back, that's another impressive day for Ineos Britannia.
Yeah, they weren't really pushed. I mean, they had a great start, but they're really getting more and more clinical and cleaner, and the weaknesses that we saw early on in the series have gone.
And here come Orient Express Racing. We've said it before, their development profile was vertical, but it is not to be. And Orient Express Racing will depart Barcelona, and they will be at the bottom of the table, which means Alinghi Red Bull Racing survive and complete the 4. But they must be applauded for the effort, the passion, the joie de vivre they have shown. But all we can say is thank you, Orient Express Racing.
Yep, allez les Bleus. Well done to Orient Express Racing for a brilliantly executed effort with very, very minimal time against some super teams, and they should hold their heads extremely high.
Confirmation of race 28 in the round robin, last day of the Louis Vuitton Cup round robin series. A win to Ineos Britannia by 1 minute and 11 seconds. So this is what you see right now. Look at that. That's with Emirates Team New Zealand and 777. But look at this. This is the key part. Take that result, those results out. Locked at the top. How? Are we thinking maybe, just maybe, a sail off the top spot? Who knows? This day has got so much more to offer. Do not go anywhere.
A clean start by both boats, but Ineos Britannia, lovely gauge and pace, and they used that to their advantage from the get-go.
He's coming with at the moment.
By gate 1, it was Ineos Britannia who had all the choices, leading the way round.
100.
How do you...
8-0.
It was leg 2 that Ineos Britannia really got a rumble on, and they extended that lead from 200 metres to nearly 700. A pretty impressive display. Well, Ineos Britannia held on to that lead and took the victory. Well done.
Nice work.
Let's head out onto Britannia and talk to Ben Ainsley. Ben, congratulations. Lighter conditions the other day, and you and your team sailed that boat beautifully.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Like a tough little race there in the light breeze, and guys did a great job just to get the boat around the course. Should want to make a shout out to the French team. That's great to see France back in the America's Cup. You know, they got a great young team with Quentin and Bruno leading the show. So hopefully this is just the start of a long journey for those guys.
Ben, a very impressive race. Well done, very clean and clinical, and just we're really enjoying listening to the comms. You know, how well is it coming together? How ready do you feel?
We always want more time, Shirley, but you know, we've come a long way since we started racing the prelim regatta, and feels like the team are settling in well. We're still figuring out how to get more performance from the boat in the setup and the techniques and so on. And yeah, communications every time we race, we just get better and better, and we know that we need to, but yeah, good momentum within the team.
Quick question, Ben. You're going to be watching this next race. You want to finish top, or are you happy where you are?
We always take top. We're always in it to win it, but let's see how it goes.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you in the semi-finals. Let's move on to Orient Express Racing. Quentin Dulapierre and Kevin Pepinay join us. Kevin, what are you feeling right now? What emotions are you going through?
I mean, we're feeling really disappointed. Yesterday, all the short team pushed really hard, and we wanted to win this race today to continue our journey. And of course, we are really disappointed because we couldn't. So we're gonna come back stronger after this year.
Well, thanks for the fight. Let's jump across to Quentin Dulapierre. I'll ask the same question of you, Quentin. What emotions, what feelings are you feeling right now?
Yeah, not the best of my career. I think it's quite the same for the whole team. Yeah, we fight hard, but obviously was not enough. And yeah, just looking forward to come back stronger and build a really strong project to be able to win this cup one day.
Quentin, it's Glenn here, mate. It's been an incredible journey watching the team come through, and you've had a really steep learning curve. And what would you like to say to the shore crew and the rest of Team France?
I mean, what this team achieved is just unbelievable. Unfortunately, you cannot see on the results, but honestly, just putting together this team only 1 year before and being able to compete against those experienced teams, honestly, guys, unbelievable effort. Well done to all of you, and I'm not happy. I mean, we were able to do some good things, and we didn't deliver, so thanks, sorry for that, and we'll come back stronger.
Nothing to be sorry about, mate. Congratulations for a fine effort, and you and your team have done your country proud. Well played.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. That says it all. Orient Express Racing at this point out of the America's Cup. Race 29, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are without doubt the form team from the round robin stage. With just one defeat from their fellow challengers, the Italian side have looked impressive. Spidel and Bruni, simple communication but clinical in execution. Molinares and Tise so reliable on trim, and the mighty Italian power team giving it their all. For this race, it's Barezzi, Gabbia, and on the starboard pedals, Liozzi and Rossetti.
Back to the big league of the America's Cup here in AC37. Alinghi Red Bull Racing need to put pressure today on opponents Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Driving today is Arnaud Sarifagis and Maxime Bachelon, and flying the yacht for the team is Nicolas Rollard and Brian Matreau. With a beastly Cyclor team powering the hydraulic pumps on board, could they be the dark horse of this America's Cup here on the waters of Barcelona?
So another race of pressure. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, Ineos Britannia equal on 6 points. At this particular time, Alinghi Red Bull Racing are safe, but have we got enough wind to go racing?
This is the race committee. We have passed the wind test, and this race is live.
Simple answer is yes, we have enough wind to go racing. Coming in on port, it will be Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, and on starboard, it will be Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Now we'll see how hungry the Italians are to finish top and get the chance to choose their opponent in the semi-final.
Nice breeze coming across the course here now, so a big battle on our hands here, and looking forward to some great racing. Just having a look at Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli here, not setting up for their entry, so Alinghi Red Bull Racing
this is the
coming in.
umpires. Italy's disqualified out of the boundary, more than 85 metres.
Just coming down, making our
So,
start, okay?
not sure if we
awarded
get some
to the Swiss.
tactical play going on here. So Luna Rossa possibly tactically pulling out of this race and gifting the win to Alinghi Red Bull Racing. So stand by for some more news on that, but very, very interesting play by the Italians there.
We don't know that for sure. They might have an issue. I mean, why would they want to? What do you think they might be thinking, Glenn?
Well, it certainly does mix up the points scenario, so whether Italy are playing a little tactical card there to help choose the pathway for the semi-final, we will see.
Well, hang on a minute. We're going to have a sail-off for first. We've got two teams which are now officially 6 and 2. So when the tie-break rule says sail off for first. We said there were more stories to unfold. Didn't see this one coming, but I think one of you will tell me this is the America's Cup.
Yeah, stand by to stand by. There's a lot of moving cogs behind the scenes here, so let the games begin, and Alinghi Red Bull Racing just have to basically cross the start line here cleanly. They will be awarded the race win. And it is game on in the days of our lives of the America's Cup.
I know we just heard Ben Ainsley say, I'd love to finish top. I don't think he realised that he might actually have to race for top. He thought, oh yeah, we'll go back inshore, debunk, and hopefully Luna Rossa beat Alinghi Red Bull Racing, who will now officially have to start. But as we know, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli has been DQ'd in race 29. Okay, my head's starting to spin.
1 minute to boundary axis. Average breeze.
Well, for America's Cup fans, we will have an additional race.
It's getting lighter.
Next, we will see New Zealand beat USA, and then after that, it will be a sail-off for first place in this round-robin series. So plenty more action.
Let's just go into the water with Chase Zero and Peter Lester. Peter, what are you thinking about this? Have we just seen a true America's Cup move from the Italians?
Well, it's never a dull moment in the America's Cup, and I just wonder if you know, Jimmy Spittle was hurting a little bit, getting cleaned out by Ineos, you know, in the windy day, and he just wants to win the, you know, the round-robin stage on the water. And so we're going to have a real ding-dong when they go winner takes all for the round-robin stage between Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, and Ineos. I think it's brilliant.
Look, we're not 100% sure that Italy have done that on purpose, so they possibly could have had a technical issue, so you just don't know, and we're only speculating here in the commentary booth, as we don't know the innate plans of the team, but hopefully we'll get some more information on that, but we will see.
Wow, that's all I can say right at this particular point in time. They looked like they were dialing up comfortably.
Watch the heel a bit here.
Then suddenly we lost sight of them, not heading towards the start box. They were coming in on port, supposed to be there at 2 minutes and 10. They were looked like, well, we'll just sail away and have a day. But now we are in the position, we'll confirm what has gone on. But one thing we do know, we do have 2 more races today, and it will be for top.
Well, we just heard, we can hear it on the onboard comms that they do have a problem. This is not tactical play. They haven't been able to lower the arm down, the foil arm down on that right-hand side for quite some time. So I have no option but just to sail off the course. I think we were getting a little bit excited, a little bit carried away, Steve.
I certainly was.
Hey, I'll take that any day of the week.
Tactical play. It is the America's Cup, but it has been a mechanical. It certainly changes things, but nonetheless, the race goes to Alinghi Red Bull Racing, and we'll just see what the technicians can work on down there, possibly mechanically having to lower that foil manually.
Let's go on board Nuno Rossa, Prada Pirelli, Jimmy Spittle, Stephen and the crew here on ACTV. What's happened?
Oh, we just got a slight issue here. We just can't drop the starboard board at the moment, so we've got the boys on board. They're going to work on that, and then we'll get ready for the sail-off.
Oh, Jimmy, it's Glenn. Did you pull the plug out of that board, mate, this morning to not have to race that race, or what's the go there?
No, I'm not sure. But we actually had a really nice warm-up, and yeah, got some good laps in. So, yeah, no idea. Hopefully, the boys can fix it pretty soon, and we can get back into it and have a good race with the Brits.
Copy, mate.
Let's just jump on quickly to Francesco. Francesco, you're obviously very happy to have a crack at Ineos in these changing conditions today.
We like the light wind, and we are ready for it when the moment comes.
What's that?
All right, well, let's leave it at that. There's lots of things going on right now. Let's go on board Alinghi Red Bull Racing and talk to Arno Sarafagis. Well, Arno, congratulations. You are now qualified. You are into the semi-finals of the Louis Vuitton Cup. How does that feel, even though you didn't have to race too hard for that one?
Yes, it's feeling really good. I think, I mean, the Brit did the job for us a bit, and we were looking forward to sail up against Rossa, but they bailed out of that one. So hopefully we sail against them soon. But yeah, really happy, really for the team, and now we can really focus on next week. I mean, this week, and bring all the upgrade that we have in-house. So looking forward to get back on the water and race.
Arno, it must have felt like the longest round robin ever. It's not been easy, has it? You know, how much of a relief is it to make it to the next stage?
Well, I think it's incredible for us. I mean, from the beginning was the goal. I think we were all a bit on the back foot the last week with the first round robin, but we managed to come back, and we never stopped believing that we could make it. So for us was all right and all good, and everyone stayed focused and pushed, and we made the cut. So I think now it's the next level, and we just need to raise our game to go to the final of the Louis Vuitton.
Exciting times for the team. Thanks for giving us your time. We'll talk to you in a few days' time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks.
Oh, he's happy. He's happy. Finally got a half smile out of Arno Sarafagis. Alinghi Red Bull Racing confirmed in the final four. So this is the 6-team look. And as you can see, the 3 teams on 7 points with 7 wins. We go to the one that really does matter. As you can see, we are going to have a sail-off for Top Spot. Top Spot gets to choose who they face in the semi-final, whether they're port or starboard, and whether they're raced 1 or 2. They get everything. But sadly, we say au revoir to Orient Express Racing. They are out of the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup. We have seen it all today, and it just reiterates that to compete for the America's Cup, it takes dedication and sacrifice. Nuno Rossa, Prada Pirelli's Enrico Voltolini's journey began when he was just a kid with Italian, European and world titles under his belt. It was just a matter of time before the America's Cup came a-calling. But living the dream hasn't been without sacrifice.
I started as a sportsman with the swimming when I was a child. Then I started studying university, naval architecture, and start sailing with a laser. I was involved with the star class, and I won a European championship. Then I came back on the fin, and then I arrived here in Rossa. Max called me and say, okay, it's time to do the America's Cup. It's my time, and I dreamed for a long time. I was following Luna Rossa in 2000 when I was a kid, and reaching really a dream. What was really hard in the last America's Cup in Auckland because my wife, that was pregnant, stayed at home. And my first son, Tommaso, was born in Italy during the Christmas race. So after the America's Cup final, I flew home and met for the first time my son. I worked a lot for achieve that dream from when I was a child. And when I come back at home, start another life. I mean, with small kids in my hands, and was impressive. I mean, I can remember every minute of that time. In Auckland was an amazing sailing experience, and competing against Team New Zealand was super hard for us. They had incredible boats. At one stage, we believed that we can reach our goal, but they were too fast for us. My son is 3 years old, and obviously he understands what is going on with my job. Every time they come here, we play around the base and go on the boat, jump on board, play with the simulator, and it's like a lot this place, and because it's like a huge kindergarten. Winning the cup with my family close to me can be something that I cannot really imagine what can be. I just want to work for that, and then living the moment with, obviously this time in Barcelona, with my family close to me.
The Italians, just like the French, just full of passion when it comes to sailing. Now, we have had an official start time for our next race, which will be Emirates Team New Zealand, their last chance for competitive sailing. Now, we've just heard again, 15:12, that's 3:12 p.m. at local time for the start between Emirates Team New Zealand and American Magic, who will feature a new helmsman and Lucas Calabresi on the port side with the injury to Paul Goodison, who is a day-by-day prospect, and we're certainly wishing Paul Goodison all the best and a quick recovery. But it's coming up next, Emirates Team New Zealand against American Magic. When you think about the American history and the America's Cup, it's just amazing. The America's Cup is made of sterling silver. Waves at about 14 kilograms is worth just $12,000 US in silver weight. But to the sailing community, it is priceless. A sought-after symbol of passion and pride, worthy of spending a small fortune to win. Why, you might ask? Well, we put that question to American Magic's principal, Doug DeVos.
You know, I think one of the great questions in life is, what is it about this competition that draws so many people in? I don't know that I have the answer, but I think there's something dramatic about the America's Cup itself, that it's more than a trophy, it's what it represents. So it's an honor to have a chance to be part of the competition today. You're overwhelmed with the legacy, the history, the strength, the magnificence of sailing for the oldest trophy in the history of sport. I've been competitively racing on sailboats for a long time. Recently, in the early 2000s, I became engaged with the Transpac 52 class, and then it transitioned to the 52 Super Series. The dream started in the early 1980s, where one of my brothers was showing me some of the boats that were going to participate in the 83 Cup. He was pointing out some different design elements, and so I watched the 83 Cup, and of course we know how that ended, and the drama and the dramatic nature of that competition. That's kind of where the seed, if you will, got planted. When we kind of had a team through quantum racing, when we connected with Hap and his Bellamente team, and Terry being the common denominator, it became one of those things where, boy, could we really do this? You know, could this really happen? You know, and then of course it became real.
Big one, boys, big one, big one.
Once it starts to get real, and it comes from a dream to get real, then it becomes your passion, and you're kind of compelled to move forward. When we first got involved with the America's Cup in the 36th edition, being in New Zealand was an incredible experience. You have this moment where you go, by golly, we're doing this.
Nice mode here.
You're just overwhelmed to say, wow, this is real. All this work has come together. And then when we got into the competition, you know, we didn't have a very good start. And so now you have this joy and euphoria of being there with this angst. We're finally winning a race, and then we crash and damage the boat, almost sink it. Like anything in life, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, you know, and the team found the way to use it to give us strength for going forward. And so you walk away from that experience with a lot of emotions, but a tremendous sense of pride in what was accomplished by the team.
I christened the Patriot.
To stop it all and let it go seems like such an incredible waste of time and energy. So we looked at ourselves up and down and said, what did we do wrong? What can we do better? And so that's why we're back to compete. In one sense, it becomes an easy decision. Once you start down the track, you start to recognize how tough the challenge is to really compete at this level.
Let's go, race 30, Emirates Team New Zealand, American Magic.
This is the final time we will see the defender in action until the match. We expect to be impressed by the 2 times Cup winners, and they've not disappointed. Fast and unflappable, with the strength of a team that's done it all before. These round-robin races have been an invaluable part of the meticulous Cup campaign. So for Burling and Outridge on the helm, it's a last chance to hone race technique. The reliable Tuka Maloney sit in trimmer seats, and those mighty cyclers pushing out the watts are Vanderpool, Hansen, and clipped in on starboard, Allen and Hamish Bond.
The American Magic team representing the New York Yacht Club line up today against current defenders Emirates Team New Zealand. Steering Patriot today on the port wheel for the first time in the Louis Vuitton Challenger Series is Lucas Calabrese, replacing an injured Paul Goodison. And he sits opposite Tom Slingsby, who is on the starboard side of the yacht. Foil trimmers Andrew Campbell and Michael Manager join the recumbent cycling positions of Ethan Cedar, Trevor Bird, Colton Hall and Chris Shirley.
So another test for both these teams, but the big talking point is the bottom right of your screen, the port helm for American Magic, and that is Lucas Calabrese, an Olympic medalist, a 4-time world champion. With the injury to Paul Goodison, he now partners up with Tom Slingsby, and that combination, how will that unfold? How will that affect their campaign? Or is it just going to be sweet petite? We are about to find out. 3 minutes and 22 seconds to get a clearance to race here. And Emirates Team New Zealand, the last time we'll see them in battle before the match for the America's Cup that starts October 12 here off the coast of Barcelona.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling period is complete, and this race is live.
It will be New York Yacht Club coming in on starboard at 2 minutes, and it'll be Emirates Team New Zealand coming in at 2 minutes and 10 seconds on port.
And I think we've possibly got a late entry for the Americans here. American Magic looking like they're potentially off the foils, so Emirates Team New Zealand potentially on time, but American Magic there just not getting off the foils in that last manoeuvre. So
what more can this day throw at us? Final day of the Louis Vuitton Cup round robin series. Green light for the defender, Emirates Team New Zealand. But trouble again before the start for American Magic, still off the foils.
Boundary penalty USA, boundary penalty USA.
So time on distance now for Emirates Team New Zealand. You see American Magic there in the background with a boundary penalty, not executing that manoeuvre out wide, and it's a long way back, low riding back to the entry. So just building speed there to take off American Magic. So a lot of pressure on them now.
Wind is light in this bottom half of the track, 6-7 knots.
This looks really soft ahead of us.
There's a good sign, Patrick, back up on the foils.
They continue on forward.
Yeah. So they'll just probably want to sail across and execute one manoeuvre from there to come back, possibly for a split start. The Americans, so time and distance Emirates Team New Zealand. They will start on starboard.
They're at a disadvantage already because they've got the boundary penalty.
Split tack start here. Okay, 30 to kill.
5 for the pin.
We're racing for the boat, so we're going to turn up into attack here.
3 for the pin.
Stand by.
Can't voice of Tom Slingsby.
2, 1. And
Pressure manoeuvre here for the Americans.
Coming down. Aiming at them is probably pretty good.
Keeping the boat on the foils, so nice manoeuvre there by the Americans. We'll see potentially quite a clean split start here. Emirates Team New Zealand will wind these guys up and force them low.
Happy to come up here. Coming up.
But you don't do a late game.
Okay, we still have penalty to kill.
Up here.
Keep fast here.
I'll be giving fast.
175.
Race start in race 30 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. American Magic with a boundary penalty. Split tack start.
30.
Americans having to wash off that 75-metre penalty. You see them putting the bow down. You see the metres ticking up there. It's Emirates Team New Zealand gaining, so
lock in here, guys.
Helming at the moment, stand in helm for Paul Goodison as Luca Calabrese. Big day for him.
Now we've got a lot to build here.
certainly is, and not easy conditions to jump straight in the hot seat and execute these manoeuvres in these light air. So,
boundary. Full press. 10, stand by.
He has done a lot of helming in training, but there's nothing like the hot seat in a race.
Just staying on the foils there, the Americans. So nice job to keep the boat on the foil there, just over that bottom speed, to around 20 knots to keep the boat on the foils.
Hi, Trav.
It's going to chase zero. Peter Lester. Wow, another poor start by the Americans off the foils. And tricky conditions, have they changed quite a bit at the bottom?
I just think for American Magic, it just looks at the bottom of the range. They do struggle to stay on the foils. Wasn't a bad recovery given the situation they're in. And for Lucas Calabrese, you know, they're on. He came off on port, so he's got his first experience of sailing in the America's Cup, and that's a milestone for that sailor.
Lucas obviously has done a huge amount of sailing, obviously on the simulator and with the team, and the depth of talent that all these teams have is quite immense. And obviously a fantastic day for him and his family to be in the hot seat, and they'll be trying to chase down the current defenders of the America's Cup.
Much better breeze, yeah.
One and button.
Okay, stand by.
Just wondering.
I don't think we lie, but we're close to it.
Would Emirates Team New Zealand have been pushed a little bit since let's be blunt, their last couple of starts have been pretty sort of 5 out of 10.
Oh, look, every minute Emirates Team New Zealand now. This is the last remaining probably 18 minutes or so of their racing for the next 4 weeks. before they line up for the America's Cup. So little gain back to the Americans there. Right away boat, Emirates Team New Zealand, give way boat, American Magic have made a gain out that left-hand side of the course and sailing well.
On this exchange again.
No issues.
I'd be prepared to go left mark at the top.
A bit more pressure coming.
Phase out here, I think it'll knock if anything.
They have been covered extremely well, American Magic, surely.
We are seeing quite big swings in the breeze in direction, and also it's pretty up and down in pressure. Great breeze on the top left-hand side of the course.
Stand by. Happy to go there. Down in tilt. Back in 10.
Initial thoughts?
They come back. I think we'd take left off.
Well, despite the average start by American Magic, they have really put the hammer down upwind. And there's a slight subtle lead change as they get to that top gate. Both boats are head around on the first downward leg in race 30. Emirates Team New Zealand goes around first, but hot on their tail, American Magic.
Down here. Right on that left side, and short side.
Any questions if you want to lead it when we get to zone?
Put down here in 2, 1.
They've gone.
Lifted here. Yeah, turning.
So, Shirley, American Magic here, having to execute every manoeuvre really cleanly. And 20 knots bottom speed there, just keeping the boat on the foil and accelerating out of that
More pressure coming.
corner there. So, Lucas Calabrese taking over from Tom Slingsby, doing a really nice job of keeping the boat on the foil there. And certainly a close race, which is what Emirates Team New Zealand are looking for.
You're at the bottom there.
For that last-minute racing experience.
Got more to come down now.
They've done so well to close it all up. But with every manoeuvre on American Magic at the moment, your heart's in your mouth. And you think how much Tom Slingsby and Cole Goodison have got better and better over the last 2 weeks. It is a big ask just to step in and execute these tricky manoeuvres perfectly.
We keep talking about heart race in cycles. I'm sure the heart rate of Lucas Calabrese is trying to jump out of his chest at the moment, because a magnificent opportunity, not so great for Paul Goodison, but we wish again Paul well to get back into the boat. But wow, what a day in the career of Lucas Calabrese, and American Magic trying to chase down the defender.
And then it looks soft, so I think we're going soon.
Certainly a big shout out from all of us here to Paul, and hope you get well soon, mate.
Board.
And on board with Emirates Team New Zealand.
What are we thinking out of the bottom marks? I'll be back offshore.
Yeah, I think in this offshore is not bad.
So, a little bit of gate bias, like 25 to the right. I'm wondering if you
Probably left for an early tack.
left for an early tack, but that's giving
This
about
is
40
the race
meters.
committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening the course to 1 nautical mile.
You're coming on this ley line, we don't
So
want
you're
to take
on
the
board
right
with
turn.
It's gonna be a lot of gas if we go
defender
right,
of the
Mark,
Louis
if we
Vuitton
both go that
37th
way.
America's Cup here in Barcelona, being
I
trailed
think that's the plan.
by American Magic and conditions that are up and down
There
like
on
a
your line,
yo-yo
following.
today.
I think there's conditions where we just sail our
But we
phases
can
up to speed as well.
confirm that Orient
How much
Express
do you want
Racing will
on
not take
If
any
they're
further
following
part
a little
in this
bit,
regatta,
just be
as
sure of it.
Alinghi
I haven't
Red
judged
Bull
yet.
Racing were, well, let's put it the other way around.
Give it a little bit
Rossa
more.
Prada Pirelli were disqualified in race 2 of the day and handed another point to Alinghi Red Bull Racing to confirm them in the final 4. This is a no points race, but remember, this is the last time that the defender you see right there gets the chance to race competitively before the match, which starts October 12th. That's some time off.
It's going to be gas. This side to hopefully we can get down.
I think we'll get a header as we go.
This is looking pretty good for us. Yeah. We just have to make sure we go past their gas. Yep. And then it'll be a long one back out to the... A little fast, mate, isn't it? That boundary. Marker in 10.
Emirates Team New Zealand coming in to complete the second leg of 6 in race 30 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Last day of round robin, and still one race to come. The sail-off for top spot.
Nice breeze all the way.
Nice one board rounding there by Emirates Team New Zealand, really railing hard on one board in these conditions.
Yeah, I think we can.
Nice apex of that turn.
Good righty though, so I'm happy just to...
And here comes the New York Yacht Club's American Magic. Got themselves out of a big hole at the start, have done so well. And they're within touching distance, you might say, but it's been a strong downward leg for Emirates Team New Zealand. Around goes American Magic, heading upwind on leg number 3.
Bingo. Missing. Okay, he's tacked back. Nice pressure on the bow here. Left side looks pretty good still.
Breeze still not really kicking in. Surely it's still pretty soft and wobbly.
Yeah, we're seeing some 7 knots at that bottom gate.
Stand by.
The wind field just showing us a little bit where there's more pressure in the middle of the course.
At the moment we hit them for sure.
Up. Just gonna float.
Yep.
Better pressure.
And they've gone now.
Top right as well.
So the hit's in about 8 to 10.
That's good for phase as well and pressure.
We hear a lot in Emirates Team New Zealand from Andy Maloney, one of the trimmers. I mean, he's really involved in not just performance, but tactical decision making.
Okay, just happy to build and go back on your timing.
The offside foil trimmer there, having all the information in front of them to help with those tactical decisions. A lot of the teams opting for a similar program, and even some of the cyclors that are handy at yachting as well as cycling can chip in with some valuable information. So all teams taking slightly different approaches to provide that tactical and course information to the helmsman of both sides of the yacht.
We do see in most teams the makeup of the cyclers is normally 2 kind of rowers or cyclists and a couple of sailors as well. So for sure they have roles within the decision making and the function of the boat. We don't entirely know what, but they must be doing stuff with their hands.
They absolutely do, and that's the beauty about putting the power in with your legs. It does leave your hands free and your fingers to be able to have input and help sail the boat around the track. So a lot of gear changing, a lot of pressure and pump management, and helping the trimming of those giant twin skin mainsails on the AC-75. So big job by all the crew to sail these boats accurately around the track.
Hell of a line and left there, eh?
Yeah. Big gain to us though.
On board with Emirates Team New Zealand and
they'll be going left,
Peter Burling
left.
on the helm, top left.
It's lifting now with pressure.
We're thinking a right turn, but we can do it.
I think we'd be happy with that. There's good pressure on the right turn. Okay,
yeah, good
control now.
Like there's a lift coming here.
Yeah.
I think they're lost on the first down
They
with the
are
gas
super
more
slick,
than
the defender.
that side.
Any chance out on the water against an opposing team that they potentially could see in the match is valuable time. And they're about to complete the halfway mark
It's gone 10
of
left on
race 30.
Yeah, golden minutes on the water here for Emirates Team New Zealand. So going through the process, not just on the race course, but the whole day. Shore crew, shore team, the whole team going through a race day process, which they won't get to do as accurately as this for the next few weeks. So valuable time for the team.
Emirates Team New Zealand complete the first half of this race. 3 of 6 legs are done. They take the left-hand mark as you see it, right for them on Taihoro, the name of the boat. They're now going downwind on leg number 4. They're not going away, American Magic. They are sort of just being quite dainty coming upwind. It's as if it looks like they're pushing it. It seems like they're pushing, or not able to push because of the wind, and they complete the halfway mark.
All the way down.
Nice.
Let's go on board with Peter Lester, who's on chase 0. Pete, what do you make of the Americans at the moment?
30 seconds this way.
They look good on that upwind. They took, what, 10 seconds out of the New Zealanders on that leg. It just, it's really fickle out here. It's light, there's big light spots. And looking up the course, the left-hand side is paying. And I thought the American Magic took full advantage of that. They're not out of this. And for the New Zealanders. The boat just looks a little bit more lively through the manoeuvres.
So we're on leg 4 of 6. Let's go into the chase boat for Emirates Team New Zealand and Coach Ray Davies. Would you have liked a stronger challenge at the start, Ray?
Oh yeah, well, it shows how hard the entries are. Almost one of the hardest things to do out here today. So that was, yeah, Americans obviously had a bit of a tough entry, and it's a tough day out here for sure. So stoked with the way the guys are sailing and getting in phase really nicely. Huge gains down that first run, and they're away again now.
This is potentially the last time we have a chat to you. I'm sure you'll miss our chats. But what's the process now ahead of the first race in the match, October 12?
Yeah, look, long way to go for us. Obviously, we've got a lot to work on. We've got plenty of kit to keep working through and making sure we keep getting faster. We've got a big window of development coming up, and still learning about this tricky venue here as well. So we'll be watching the challenges racing as much as we possibly can and keep learning all the time here.
What do you make of the sail-off for first?
Yeah, that's exciting. It's great. It's a nice little feature. So
right,
yeah, hopefully this breeze hangs in there.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 175.
So we see Emirates Team New Zealand coming into the bottom gate for the second to last time, because the next time they meet it will be at the finish line. Still a very substantial lead against
Have a good look there at the wind.
American Magic. Remember, a non-points scoring race.
That doesn't look as good this way.
Got to remember
time,
that.
So we want to
American Magic are locked into the semi-finals, and
any time for their
don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that the defender is locked into the match. Starting October 12, wherever you are around the world, this is the place to be for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup. 2 more legs for Taihoro.
5, so it's actually okay here. Actually quite good and lifted. So we've got a little further now, but
it's still following you, so you're worried about pressure, no worries.
Bottom 2 on board.
Well and truly above
struggling to lay the bottom gate.
Bottom foiling speed there for Emirates Team New Zealand, but American Magic really struggling to get hooked up here out of this jibe, and they are going to struggle to lay this left-hand turn. So possibly another manoeuvre coming up here for American Magic.
Down now if you like, down here.
Very difficult manoeuvre here to get through the gate.
Stand by, board down in 2, 1. On board, 26 knots.
So let's see if they can keep Patriot up and going. Weather conditions changing by the second. Wait for it.
Only 18 knots of boat speed here, 19 for Patriot. Just keeping the boat on the foil there. Really tricky manoeuvre there, and very well executed to keep the boat on the foil. Unfortunately, a little light there for them, so you can see the track that they've had to do. You'd think they would have got through the gate comfortably, but just a little light and that extra manoeuvre, so big loss for American Magic.
Press hard here and try to build. Okay, stand by.
On to the American Magic chase boat. Quick chat with Coach Tom Burnham. Coach, I think we'll ignore the start and let's talk about Lucas Calabresi getting an opportunity. We know it's tough for Paul to watch this, but big day for him and his family, mate.
Yeah, it's great, awesome. Lucas is doing a great job out here for his first race in the America's Cup Challenger Series. So yeah, really happy he's out doing this and doing a great job. So it's a really good day.
How much time has he had in the AC-75 in that sea?
He's had a bunch of time over the last few months since we've sailed the boat, and he's been sailing the 40s and the 75. I don't even know how many days, but a lot of days. So it's great to have him out here. Obviously, not the result we're looking for right now. We're not going so well right now. We got pretty light at the bottom of the race course, but Lucas is doing a good job, and look for him to come in off for the day, and I'm sure he'll have a lot of new experiences.
Yeah, but a lot to look forward to, Coach, because you're locked into the semi-finals of the Louis Vuitton Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Looking forward to that starting on Saturday. We're eagerly awaiting to see who we're going to race against, and I guess we'll find out that later in the week.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Right, maybe bottom left. Goes right full press. Yeah, well, it's open course here now.
Very tricky race course today. It's not just one we thought it was going to be straightforward. Really, we're seeing really quite big shifts, 20, 30 degrees, massive holes.
On airport. I think I've given you extra to say.
And butter. There's no way.
Nice, mate.
3 or so years ago that these boats would remain foiling in this amount of breeze. So really, really impressive to see boats racing in such light breeze as we watch American Magic just coming off her foils there as we talked about it, and they've sailed into some light air in that manoeuvre. So
Emirates Team New Zealand coming in to complete the top leg for the fifth leg, excuse me, for the final time. I think they're pretty happy with that tack up. When I heard someone say, yeah, nice job. And they've got the downward and final leg to go.
35 knot exit speed there, 65 kilometres per hour, and very light air. And American Magic doing a really big build there to try and get Patriot back up on her foils, and they'll be hoping for another light air patch for Emirates Team New Zealand to fall into. They found one. They definitely are out there on the course.
A lot of errors from American Magic today, not just unlucky sailing into holes. I guess it just shows us really how refined the jobs are and how important it is to sail with your regular team. It's a big ask to put somebody new in at this stage.
Big day for American Magic, but they do have a fantastic depth of talent and very tricky conditions here to sail in as we'll watch them execute this tack. Tom Slingsby ripping the boat round, and Lucas Calabrese now taking over control of helming duties. A big handover of roles for all the teams there, going from one tack or one jibe to the other.
And they are a team that pre this regatta did a mountain, I mean a Everest-like mountain of work off Pensacola, and they were drilling themselves before they got Patriot christened, and they were running both AC40s in their feet constantly, probably doing as much as Alinghi Red Bull Racing did in Barcelona off Pensacola. So they are a well-drilled crew, so they will have huge expectations, as will the defender of the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup, Emirates Team New Zealand. Been a slick performance in changeable conditions today by the defender.
So just go as far as we can here and keep the numbers high. Copy.
Glenn, you've been in this very position where you have to stop racing and wait. What's that like? What's it really like?
Oh, look, it just feels like it's a never-ending semi-final series. You're just like, when are we going to get to the big show? But what you do get, though, is you get to see all the fruits of your labour coming on in material and go fast items down the track. So be they large or small, they all add up, and a lot of work goes in behind the scenes to keep improving, and all the teams are doing that constantly, and that's all you can really do as the defender, is keep improving and hope that you've got enough in the tank when you finally get to line up against.
Just quickly, what kind of areas are we going to see the biggest performance?
Inside, so we can see better with the sun.
Oh, aero and hydro would be my guess there.
So for the final time in this Louis Vuitton Cup, the defender of the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup, Emirates Team New Zealand, finish on a high note. They get another win off the coast of Barcelona, and now go back into prep mode for the match, which starts October 12th. And as you heard their coach Ray Davies say, we've got a lot of kit to throw at it. And you know what that means? How much better can the defender get?
Thanks, Russell. Top mark and the right-hand side on the sun got us again.
Way up the top is
Escape
American
away.
Magic. I think the important thing to understand here is they're in the semi-finals, right? It starts Saturday.
Absolutely. Very, very important to be in that final four for all four of these teams, and they'll all keep continuing to develop.
I mean, they'll be hoping Paul Goodison makes a recovery. We don't really know the extent of his injury, and it does give him a few days as a bit of breathing period, both for the boat and for the crew before they out in anchor again.
Quick question. We talk about the defenders, or should I say the challengers feeling at a disadvantage because now the defender has plenty of time to throw, quote, more kit at it. How much more do you think the challengers have to improve their boats, to develop them before they get going this weekend?
Well, not only do they keep getting to develop their boat and their equipment, they also get to keep racing, and that's one of the most important things for the challengers, is they will be race fit. Whoever makes it through this Challenger final, this Louis Vuitton final, to race off against the current defenders Emirates Team New Zealand, they will be race fit and match fit, and that's one thing that Emirates Team New Zealand will not be as match fit as they'd like to be. But that is the America's Cup, and that's what it is being a defender.
Hence the reason they threw themselves into these round robins, to give them valuable time. And as we all know about the America's Cup, have a closer look at the opposition, potentially one of the 5 challengers, which is now down to 4, as Orient Express we have said goodbye to after being beaten by Ineos Britannia in the opening race of the day today. So American Magic will complete race number 30 of this Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series and almost complete the round robin, because we have one more race to come, and that's a playoff race for first. But Patriot will cross the line. And how much better can she get, and what is the best conditions for Patriot to show how quick she is? The America's Cup story just keeps keeping on.
Up into one, up.
The through line goes nice and easy.
So confirmation of the final official race, race 30 as it was listed. Emirates Team New Zealand with a 2 minute and 37-second win against the New York Yacht Club's American Magic. Let's go on to Emirates Team New Zealand, have a quick chat to both helms. We'll start with Peter Burling. Peter, I'll ask the same question that I asked of Ray while the race was going on. Would you have preferred more of a challenge at the start today?
Yeah, it's always nice to have a challenge, but I mean, you've got to just deal with what gets dealt. We actually were really struggling to pull off our last manoeuvre, so we're a bit nervous, and it's actually quite nice to see them off the foils and get a nice easy cross. But yeah, they did an amazing job getting up on the foils, and from what looked like it was going to be a big lead, wasn't actually much. But yeah, really fun race.
Pete, listening to the comms, it sounded like everybody was really in sync. I noticed that I think the last rounding at the top gate, I heard someone say, yeah, that's really sweet. Everything seems to be just gelling nicely at this point of time.
Yeah, the boat's really nice at the moment. Yeah, it feels like it's going really fast, and we're just getting better and better. So, I mean, it's a super tricky race. We're right at the bottom end of the wind limits there. You know, when you go through the boat's gas, you drop down to 5 knots at times. So it's yeah, hard to keep the boat on the foil and going really well. But yeah, everyone did an amazing job.
Thanks, mate. I'll jump across to Nathan Aldridge on the port helm. Hey, Nate, no more racing for a while. How does that make you feel?
Oh, well, we love the racing. It's been great to be involved for the last couple of weeks and had some really challenging races. But yeah, we got one more race out here we're going to watch. It's going to be a cracker. And then we're into starting on our own. So yeah, glad we got to do the racing, and yeah, looking forward to making this thing go a little bit quicker.
All right, mate. We know you love a challenge. We'll talk again.
Cheers, guys.
All right, let's go across to American Magic to Tom Slingsby. And Tom, let's just, we know you're in the final, semi-finals. That's great news. Talk to me about Lucas's big day out, how that combination felt for you.
Yeah, it was, yeah, obviously we sort of didn't execute the start. We're on the back foot a little, but Lucas did a great job. Yeah, look, nothing wrong with our speed, and we were in there. We kept it close for a while, and then we had a couple of little errors here and there that let them get away. But yeah, Lucas did a great job, and yeah, that's great to have him out here.
All right, mate, we'll let you go. You've got some days now to get yourself ready for the semi-finals. So the best of luck for that, mate.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Time for a playoff for top spot. Ineos Britannia, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Ineos Britannia. The team dropped just 1 point in the first round robins, but for round robin 2, they've ironed out the errors, and over the last couple of race days have put on a masterclass. The combination of Cup regular Ben Ainsley on starboard and Cup rookie Dylan Fletcher on port is a combination that seems to be getting better and better. Mon and McMillan are keeping the manoeuvres tight on trim, and that British rowing team power unit, led by Olympic gold medalist Matt Gottrell, will provide the sailing team with all the power they need.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli were the team to beat in round robin 1. They scored a win against every challenger in the early matches, but dropped just 1 point until that technical issue today put them level on points, and it's off to this sail-off. On the wheels, Spittle and Bruni will both want revenge on the only team to outsail them in the round robins. Behind them, Molinari and Tessie keep things smooth through the manoeuvres, and that Italian power team keeps them well fed with oil to make it all happen.
So here we go. We thought about it, we didn't think it would happen, and it happened. A playoff race, one race. Who will finish at the top of the round robin table at the end of this round robin series in the Louis Vuitton Cup? Who will be the boat and team that get to choose, yeah, that's right, get to choose their opponent in the opening race of the semi-finals, plus whether they take port or starboard, plus whether they are the first or second race? Who's it going to be?
Yeah, this is a big deal, and it's pretty awesome. It's come to a playoff, certainly for viewers around the world. To be able to pick your opponent in the next round, it's full on.
So both teams towing up onto the foils here. That chase boat needing to clear that tow line off Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Both teams needing to pull themselves across and disconnect by that 3 minutes, so really important to line themselves up for the entry coming up.
When you talk about heavyweights going out to play and what this means, this is an enormous race, because whoever gets that top spot, it's a massive psychological advantage going forward in the semi-finals. Remember, in the first semi-finals, it's the first to 5 that will advance to the Louis Vuitton Cup final. The question will be, we saw shaky conditions in the last race, which Emirates Team New Zealand won. What will we get for this playoff? Right, playoff race. Winner here goes top of the pile and gets an advantage going to the semi-finals.
This is the race committee. We have completed the wind sampling, and this race is live.
Okay, now let the tension build. It will be Ineos Britannia coming in at port, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Luna Rossa coming in on starboard at 2 minutes. The sail-off is a good-to-go event, and we cannot wait for this one. We did suggest it was going to be a hell of a day, and it's turned into be one.
Currently 8-9 knots in the start box, so plenty of breeze for an aggressive, action-packed pre-start.
I'm on the edge, okay? So you can kill a bit this better.
Here comes Ineos Britannia. Wait for the green light. And they are good to enter the start box. 7 seconds and counting for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to get the green light. And they get the green light a tiny bit late, and it is on.
All the jibe then. Good pump on here.
One empty to go.
Hey, coming down.
They jibe now? Oh, yeah. Let's go. Okay, circle here, I think.
Have up a little. Power out this, boys.
Going board.
A little bit of dirty air for Luna Rossa to sail through here soon.
when you can.
Nicholas Brezzi up there. Wow, nearly 1,000 watts.
Make sure he doesn't jump.
That's a good push. Cycles there, pre-starting these conditions. Most amount of work the cycles will do.
Okay, your wheel then. Doing a minute 5. Line is even.
Brady's gone.
Quite high in the box at the moment.
60 seconds to go for the sail off to get underway.
They're very early. I think I will go behind us. You have to press there.
The Rossa Paraparelli taking a really early exit there, so a lot of time to kill for the Rossa Paraparelli. Be interested to see if they soak here.
Killing 10. Big down. Coming deep and feeling. They're going low. Killing 9. Decent jet. Got it. Killing 8. Nice speed build there.
Big speed build coming for the British here.
21.
The Rossa are slow.
Killing 6.
Just above foiling speed there, Luna Rossa.
Line 9.
Killing 4.
Big push, boys. Yeah, flights.
Here we go, boys. 13. Killing 3. Nice there.
10 seconds to go to race start.
Mate's gone on both. 6. 1. Here we go. All the way.
Going. Here we go. Nice. Here we go.
The sail off is a go. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli and Ineos Britannia. Who wants top spot?
Trying to get the boat up.
Got a slight gain to Ineos Britannia there, just slightly over speed and actually winding the boat up onto the breeze just a little before the Rossa Prada Pirelli, so early gains to Ineos Britannia.
Thinking here. I think we'll just hit them right. We've got. Okay, stand by here. Yep. 2, 1. Forward down. Force down. 2, 1. No. My wheel. 2.
Britannia in a great position there to hit them and hurt them all the way across to that other boundary.
Nice here, normal build.
Luna Rossa too slow now to immediately tack back, exiting the attack, so they have to build speed to keep the boat on the floor.
Liking the ride at the moment. Bit. Taking mainland.
Fast mode Ineos Britannia, so they'll be trying to put the bow down and match their moves across to the left-hand side of the course and shut them down.
Going to chase 0 with Peter Lesnar. Peter, Britannia seems to be getting better and better.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, it was almost a replay of the start earlier in the day, and that was a ripper. Breeze is up a little bit, and it looks pretty even over the course as they come up to, coming up to halfway. So both teams will be starting to think about how do they set themselves up for this top mark rounding, because top mark rounding and exit could be a real pinch point in this one.
Final mate. What do you think about the run here, the top gate? I like the right. Yeah, okay, we can get one and in, but how does top left look? It looks okay, but I like the right pressure. Yeah, okay, they continue.
Dylan Fletcher asking the questions about the next leg.
Right-hand shift there, which has suited Ineos Britannia, so both boats sort of getting turned to the right, the inside boat taking the slightly shorter course, so gains to the British.
Hit them here, down by here. Nice stack on the mate. Forward down, foot down. 2, 1, mate. My wheel.
I don't think he can lag from there. So we go one more.
They got a little bit of time this way.
We can go straight for one and in, maybe? Follow him left or?
Yeah, it's showing 30 left at the moment.
Pretty square at the top.
Top right looks alright though, but I think desk damage controls probably follow him here, eh?
No.
That was the voice of Jimmy Spittle. Happy just to sit in the dirt for a bit, limit the damage limitation.
Okay, we go just after him.
So we keep the speed here.
Stand by, guys. Go in 3.
Ineos Britannia, official challenger record. Heading to the top gate for the first time, and we'll call it race 31. It's the sail off the top spot at the end of the round robin series. And a lot to play for. They will lead Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli around. They will take the right markers that you set and left for them on Britannia.
Very nice mark rounding there by the British.
And in comes Rossa, Prada Pirelli playing follow the leader.
2, 1, here we go. And powering.
He's going early. I think we have to go. We cannot go after him, so
let's try and get
I have to go here.
And 2, 1.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 185 and lengthening the course to 1.4 nautical miles.
Little light on this downwind at the moment. Push to leeward there.
Hey boys, we're just going to keep
Leeward gate's pretty square.
back into this.
How's the pressure look on this right side upwind? Yeah, it looks good. Just in a bit of a hole here. Here we go. Nice.
So the British team there
Good work on them right
already
now.
talking about what they'll be sailing into on the next
It's
beat.
good
So
let down. I guess if they jibe, we keep going, probably. Yeah.
like a game of chess,
Happy with that?
planning 3
Yeah,
or
I think
4
so.
moves ahead of where they are currently.
45 this way. Looks like some quite decent pressure on the boundary. Is that right, Lee? Or?
British team look like they've got
right
a click
on the
more
boundary,
pace
yeah.
on this downwind leg.
A light patch to get through it.
We can go yet.
Yeah, nice. Come back.
This is the live spot.
Come back left a touch. Yeah.
Don't get too slow.
No more windward than this.
It's going to chase 0, Peter Lester. Hard not to admire what Ben Ainsley and the team on Britannia are doing right now.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. We're right behind them, tracking them. Ineos is just sailing a little bit hotter, sailing slightly closer to the wing, and she's extended, but the gauge has reduced, and that's meant it's set up for that jibe where Luna Rossa were able to gauge back down, take some separation, and now they'll put themselves in quite a strong position tactically in terms of airflow.
Still building a touchdown.
Thanks, Pete. Yeah, that gauge that Peter was just talking about there is the distance sort of basically to windward of the other boat. So bearing is sort of the forward or the aft, and the gauge is the sideways distance. So both teams threading the eye of the needle for best performance.
Little build here, guys.
They're going to follow. Give it a slight softer patch here. Nice. A little bit of
Ineos Britannia coming
we'll
down to the
dive.
bottom gate to complete leg number 2 of 6.
15 to the ground up.
And if you're talking about body language of a boat,
1 made.
Ineos looks in control. Just a look about that boat right now we've seen in the last few days that suggests they're finding that window and finding it faster. Their development of Britannia is really going forward quickly.
They continue at the moment. Yeah, going, mate. A little bit of leeward here.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. Remember, they were the official challenger in the last time out of the America's Cup AC36 in Auckland. They go around, fire it around, and see what's in front of them. They're trying a real chase.
Very good pressure here. -2.
Okay,
Definitely some good pressure coming down that right-hand side of the course. You can see it there on the water. The Italians now having to tack before the British just to sail across to the left-hand side of the course with clean air. Very, very important to have that air coming on the sails clean, and their only option to tack earlier there than the British to keep the airflow on those sails fresh.
Approach right here.
Up.
They're going softer and then another bit of pressure in 20. Yeah, see what that does. Okay. They tack. I think we've got to tack the rider. Yeah, I think, we might, whether we want to hit them on the way back. Nice righties here, but we're going to get to intersection shortly. A new pressure line in 5. I think we tack when they tack.
Still in Fletcher, the port hull.
Could take it if you want. Hill slow. Over them.
British there sailing a little more pressure.
No, trying to get it.
They've been
Stand
talking
by.
about.
Let's go. 2, 1, board down. 2, 1, 1, made. I will. 2, 1, get board. Nice pressure on it. Big wheel hands, give it a nudge. Down. Yeah, got it. Nice. What can do it? Here we go, 25. 8. Okay, couple of windward dill. Okay. Let's try and get to grip. It's up though. Picking mate.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli not going away in this race. They're not
nice lefty here, so then we just
disappearing. They're definitely hanging in there, so
there's
a bit of work to do. And the British well and truly in control, but not a whole lot in it here.
Just bear with me. Nice. There's a quite good reload at 5. If they go, we take it with them.
Look.
Coming on the bow in 10.
Those boys there, Stephen, eagerly watching what's going on here, because potentially could one of these teams be the challenger for the America's Cup.
Good old-fashioned spying, sitting on the border. Why not?
Don't think they'll have the chili bin out quite yet, but definitely be enjoying this battle unfolding.
It's a good one too.
Little pressure inside here, coming on us at 5.
The British are more confident with their boat.
What do we think about top of the course here?
They really, you know, they can do, but also execution has been impressive from the get-go.
15 seconds to a lay line.
They had a plan at that pre-start and they executed it beautifully and have been in control ever since.
It's been really noticeable, and we've seen it a number of times today and yesterday, about they seem to have suddenly gone, the switch has gone on, they've gone, we know now where this boat sits in each condition. Now we'll take it and show everybody how quick and how all that resource has gone into it. You know, AMG, Petronas, Mercedes, that it's actually a really quick boat.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of it, but it's not the whole story. They've just got slicker at racing it, they trust each other. The starts, they're textbook, executed beautifully.
Yep, they are on fire, you might say. The team of Ineos Britannia, the official challenger of record, they will hit that top gate for the third time. And that'll be the halfway mark in this sail-off in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Advantage Ineos Britannia as they head downwind for the 4th time, or leg 4.
I think some of the biggest gains, Stephen and Shirley, have actually been just in the sailability of the boat. They're just confident and they're sailing the boat well, and that's often the biggest gains, is just learning how to use your equipment.
Nice. Good right feet here. We're going left mark. Okay,
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli at the gate. They'll take the right-hand mark, as you said, left for them, and they are on that downwind 4th leg.
Barron.
Trying to find something to go back along the shore.
Not great here.
No, we have to go early, unfortunately, anytime.
Still really patchy there on the water.
One, styling this down. Grabs up.
Time to hit on the chase boat for Ineos Britannia. Talk to Coach Rob Wilson. Rob, I would suggest right now there's a rather large smile on your face, because it would appear the confidence in sailing Britannia is going through the roof, and not just today, but maybe this last week.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're pleased. I think, yeah, the boys are sailing well, so it's really nice to see. And it was good to do that in a bit of breeze yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and the lighter winds today. You know, there's still a lot to play for. It's super light. And, you know, that first race we had, it was really on edge. So, you know, let's hope this breeze stays in a little bit more.
Where do you think the biggest gains have come from in the last week?
I can't tell you that. Top secret.
Okay, I'll let you sit. I'll let you sit back on that white picket fence, mate.
Thank you.
You're one leg either side, Robbie. That'll be no good for you. Great job by the team, sailing the boat beautifully here, and I'll be hoping the breeze stays in for the rest of this race to get the job done.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Against the all-powerful Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. So, a lot to play for here.
But if this gap remains, This is actually quite a humbling loss to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Remembering too, they got beaten by American Magic, and they got pretty well beaten too. So maybe there's a, I don't know, a little bit of a shake going on with the Italian camp, and he's going, okay, well, you know, remember we were going, they're the team to beat, they're the team to beat, they're the team to beat. We've seen improvement along the board from the likes of Ineos Britannia, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, American Magic, and the team we were talking about has sort of softened up somewhat.
Just getting more even, but struggling to get there at the moment. Yeah, it could be a joke. Potentially go left. Off patch here.
Ineos Britannia are steaming into the bottom gate for the second to last time. They will complete leg number 4 and head up for leg number 5, the last upward leg.
All the way.
Still high pressure manoeuvres on here to keep executing well, and very difficult for the trailing boat to break clear in these conditions. A lot of dirty air coming off the back of the Ineos Britannia rig there, making it very difficult for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to get some clear air in their air intakes. And very turbulent breeze for them. Not many options for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, hoping for a mistake by the British here to get back in the game.
It's an intimidating looking bow shot, isn't it? Muscular. It's a big bow.
Good pressure here.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli trailing by 49 seconds on Ineos Britannia.
I think we go straight for now.
Yeah.
Still coming.
I got 30 seconds.
Let's go on board the chase bot for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. It's a good afternoon to Philippe Pressy. Philippe, are you happy you had to have the sail off?
Good mode.
Well, it was quite disappointing to have this failure before the start of the previous race. But yeah, we took the challenge, and unfortunately we didn't have a great start. And from there on, we're struggling to get good lanes. So yeah, well, it is like it is. We're obviously not super happy about the outcome of the day.
Philippe, what will you take from this round robin? Because at one point we were saying you are the team to beat, you are the team to beat, but it seems you've softened off a little bit. What will you learn from this round robin?
Every races are hard to pull. So, you know, if you were quite unlucky with the breakdown on the race before, that's one design system. So we kind of support the issue. And then second race, if you miss the start with a bad start, you can't come back. It's just a easy. It's not a fast yacht race. It's really a sailor pre-start plus good shift race. The way I see it.
Okay, thank you for your time, Philippe, as always.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Philippe explaining just the importance there of the start, and if you're just a little bit behind at the start, like in a lot of motor racing or in sailing as well, you have a bad start, definitely puts you off on the back foot, and obviously a shame there with a breakdown in the previous race. Unsure of what the issue was there, but not many options now for the Italian team to get back into this race.
2, 1, go board.
I'm sure we'll review the start at some point, but so powerful. We've seen it time and time again. To be fast and to windward.
Absolutely, just having a look at those LED lights there for Ben Cornish.
It's all good for taking that right turn at the top.
Love to know what they're doing. He's definitely not playing a computer game. He's helping very much sail the boat. And some fantastic onboard shots there of the aero developments that the team have done. The aero side of things being a huge part of these AC75s, making a big difference as they do in Formula One. It's all the sum of the parts added up that make the difference in the end.
He's having a look around, Ben Cornish. We'll be in trouble for that.
About 12 on exit. Stand by. On the move.
Yeah, I'll bear away, boys.
2, 1, made. I will. 2, 1, stand board. Let's tap lads. Hold it.
Ineos Britannia about to complete the 5th leg of 6 in this sail-off for top spot in the round-robin section of the Vuitton Cup. It's a huge bonus as they round the mark and head down on leg number 6 and head for home, and an advantage going into the semi-finals.
My wheel. Yeah, okay, let's have it. Your wheel. Fine. No chance. Fine. Yep. Brilliant, lads. In it, lads. Nice work. Just get out. Good work.
Big push there. Healy, McMillan, Pinnett lads.
It's slightly left. I
Only
reckon
means one thing if you're a cyclor.
Rossa Prada Pirelli was 49 seconds at the bottom mark.
3, 2,
So a little bit less than that at the last gate, 37 seconds. So good upwind leg, but is it enough? Can they mow down Ineos Britannia? You'd have to suggest with the form Britannia are showing, maybe it's a no.
Pretty inside the jib.
So the next
a good moment here, 190.
manoeuvre, very critical for the British. Rossa, Prada Pirelli obviously needing to pull this one off nicely as well, but the British just need to be conservative, sail the boat well here. They will be in the top spot.
Let's go on to the chase boat 0 with Peter Lester. Peter, let's ask this question as we see Ineos Britannia looking in control. Remember, it's the America's Cup and anything can happen. If you were Ineos Britannia, who would you be choosing as semi-final opponent?
That's not my decision, Stephen. I'm sure they'll have all those scenarios mapped out. Well, I guess you'd choose Alinghi, but you know, who knows? Look, we'll see how that plays out. But what's going through my mind right now is, you know, the role that Dylan Fletcher's playing here. You know, a 49er. Gold medalist from, you know, and I just think those 49er sailors, given their understanding of apparent wind and how that interacts with the boat, I just think they are the benchmark sailors in terms of, you look at the helming technique and how detailed they are, how accurate they are. I think he deserves a big rap.
Yeah, thanks for not answering the question. Would you like another go?
No, not particularly. Toss it to Glenn. He'll have an opinion.
Certainly, these boats are high-performance machines, and I think every member of the sailing teams of all these teams have done plenty of high-performance yachting in their careers, and a lot of them making a transition, as is the helm of Ineos Britannia, Ben Ainsley, certainly not sailing high-performance fin, but transitioning beautifully into high-performance sailing, so a lot of experience right across the board.
What a way to finish the round-robin series. A sail-off, and it will be advantage Ineos Britannia. They will beat up Rossa Prada Pirelli and get to choose who they sail in the semi-final. They'll get to choose entry and with their race 1 or 2. Big day out for Britannia.
Hold the board here.
81.
They were quietly going about their business all through this, just inching their way forward, and when it matters the most, they have put the hammer down and said, we're the official challenger of record, we want to be in the match come October 12 against Emirates Team New Zealand. But you know, Rossa Prada Pirelli have got plenty in the tank. This one will hurt the Italians.
And turning right, boys. Bad luck, boys.
No worries.
All good.
Confirmation of the sail-off in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series, and it's a win to Ineos Britannia by 42 seconds.
race was really won and lost at this moment. Ineos Britannia did well. They waited, they accelerated, they timed it beautifully, and a massive gauge of the Italians. And from there, it was so commanding. And they kept their cool, didn't they? It was patchy, puffy, and just a loose cover, picked their way up the course, and just kept the distance between them and Luna Rossa. By gate 4, they extended the lead downwind. Great execution today. Fantastic teamwork from the British outfit. And it was a big win, I guess slightly unexpected for the British team when they set off this morning. They win the round robin series. They get to pick who they race in the semi-finals.
Let's go on board Ineos Britannia. Let's start with Ben Ainslie. Ben, what a day. You've just finished top of the Louis Vuitton Cup round robin. You get to choose your opponent. Can I just be blunt? Who do you want?
To say you go win the America's Cup, you got to be the very best. So I don't know. It's been early. To be honest, we weren't really expecting that, but you know, the guys done a great job digging deep through this prelim regatta and through learning through this round robin. So real credit to the team, not just on the water, but back at base in Barcelona and back in the UK. All the hard work's paid off, so thanks to those guys.
It would seem in the last week, Ben, that the way this team is sailing the boat has gone through the roof. You've found windows for every different condition.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we said all along, haven't we, this is a development game, the America's Cup, and okay, we started off a little bit rusty through the prelims and the beginning of this round robin, but every day we're sailing the boat, we're getting better with the setup, the technique. And you know, I think we've got a quick package, so we're just going to keep that ball rolling.
Congratulations, mate. We're going to jump across to Dylan Fisher. Shirley, I know would love to talk to you, Dylan.
Dylan, massive congratulations. It was textbook racing and great execution in that pre-start. I mean, how pleased are you how well that starting's come together?
Yeah, it's something we're spending a lot of time on. Obviously, I'm quite inexperienced, so Ben's doing an amazing job of teaching me, and Ian Williams, our starting coach, along with Giles, we're building a nice little playbook, so we're quite happy.
Oh, Dylan, it's Glenn here. Mate, just you've got to give us here in the commentary booth some sort of indication of who you're going to line up against, mate. Come on.
Nah, you have to wait till Friday evening.
Thought so, mate. No, congratulations to the team and well done. Great sailing.
Okay, well, so there you go. Ineos Britannia, Ben Ainslie admitting it was a surprise. Let's go into Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and talk to Francesco. Francesco, how much does that one hurt right now?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, we are in the semi-finals. That's the most important thing. We have to just review a couple of mistakes here and there. But yeah, I mean, it's no drama. We knew that we were going to have some bad days, and today was definitely a bad day, and we have to just look at our mistakes and do better next time.
Francesco, time for a reset now, a few days to recharge. What will you take away from this round robin series?
Well, it's been a very interesting series. Definitely Ineos did a very good end of it. We struggled a little bit the last couple of days, but yeah, I mean, it's we knew that it was going to be hard, and it's hard, and it's part of the game. We are all in for it.
Thanks, Francesco. We're going to jump across and have a chat to Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy, it's Glenn. Obviously, tough day, mate, but what are the takeaways from today and what the team is looking at moving forwards?
Well, look, I think the important thing, first step was always make the semis. You know, I thought we were over the series sailing the boat pretty well. There's obviously a bunch of stuff we've got to work on and take forwards, but no, we're actually really excited now to get into these semis against the Americans. It's going to be a good battle.
Oh, fantastic, mate. Well, enjoy a couple of days off, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys later in the week.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Did he just say against the Americans? He just said against the Americans, so he's expecting he's expecting us to choose Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Good action. Just having a look at the reviews here, Shirley. Some really, really interesting pre-start battles here with Ineos Britannia and the Italian team of Rossa. Ineos deciding there to loop around in fairly light conditions, then come in and actually push the Italians hard, forcing them into an early tack back and coming in with pace and converting that into gauge and bearing up that first intersection.
Yeah, it was so nicely done. They wanted to stay out of the gas and also control that right-hand side.
So let's crunch the numbers from that race from our good friends from Omega.
Average speed there. You know, hats off to the British there. They've definitely pulled some pace out of the chaff bag there, and 31.6 knot average speed versus 30.8. So they've found some horses. Interesting to see how we're going to play forwards. Distance sailed, fairly similar there, and average VMG just a click to the British, and that ended up basically being the difference in the race, just that little bit quicker, having that fresh air going through the air intake, and the Italians having to clean out the air filter and play on.
So let's remind you of the whole round robin series and the 6-team table. Well, Emirates Team New Zealand is sitting at top, but you change that to the Challenger Selection Series. That's the outcome. Ineos Britannia finished top, and we say goodbye to Orient Express Racing. Speaking of saying goodbye to Orient Express Racing, we must show them the respect that they have given us and going. They had everything thrown at them, and it was just one of those regattas, but they want to be back. We know they want to come back.
They certainly will. You know, the legacy that the French have had, you know, within sailing, their fantastic offshore races, been involved with numerous America's Cups, and, you know, they've flown the French flag very, very high. They should be extremely proud of their efforts, and looking forward to seeing them in the America's Cup game in the future.
Yeah, led by Stefan Canver and Bruno Dubois. I mean, they really pulled that together, didn't they? And they might be the first to leave, but they have so much talent. It is only a matter of time, surely, before they're a real force in the America's Cup.
And the fact that they were able to buy a package and get into it quickly, even though it may have bitten them in the bum a little bit, let's be blunt, they have shown that they can sail the boat, and it won't be long before these very good sailors are back threatening everybody else in the America's Cup landscape. And then you've got to think about the rest of the field and how they have done through this series. I'll jump onto the water quickly with Peter Lester. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. They look the form horse, but suddenly they've been bitten. Where do you think things need to improve for Luna Rossa, Pete?
Well, you know, from what we saw, 2 races against GBR, and they just need to get off the line cleaner.
So it's Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. I'm still baffled, really, and dropping a little bit of drop-off on form. Let's be honest.
Oh, I think a tough day today, you know, just getting off the start, and I think Shirley and I talked about it before. It was, if you couldn't get off the start, just not many options there with such big dirty air coming off the back of the British, and the British did a great job of just keeping them in that dirt the whole way up that first work.
I think we're only beginning to see the potential of these machines and these teams. This round-robin series has been a taster. It has been the starter to the America's Cup.
Yeah, they say, all the skippers say they are a beast to handle, and they're constantly learning. Well, if one team has shown that they are learning at an exponential rate, it's this team here, Ineos Britannia, the official challenger of record, who have come home and taken top spot in the round-robin. We don't know who they will choose in their semi-final. Jimmy obviously thinks it's going to be Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Who knows? Maybe Ineos will spring a surprise, and have seen a weakness in another team. But, man, I've got to say, it has been a joy to watch them in the last few days.
Aggressive styling with aerodynamics, aggressive foils, and aggressive racing and boat handling. And I think it's fantastic to see how well they've done, and how such a different approach to their design philosophy they've taken to some of the other teams. So the beauty of the America's Cup is you get to choose your boat, you get to choose your design, and they're certainly taking a different path than what some of the other teams have.
So it's Ineos Britannia. I wonder who they will choose. I mean, it looks obvious that potentially you would look at Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Who knows? Would American Magic be an option? You just never know. They will know each team's strength after this round-robin series. There's the boss, Jim Ratcliffe. He'll be as happy as we say, a pig in mud, seeing them finish at the top of the round robin and give them that advantage going forward into the Louis Vuitton Cup semi-finals, which start Saturday, September 14th, here off the coast of Barcelona. And then you have American Magic. What do we make of American Magic? Had their moments, surely, and it's been up and down for them.
Yeah, it's a massive blow that they have lost a helmsman, hopefully temporarily, because at this stage of the game, You can't operate like that, and we saw that today. They have a fast package, though. We've seen pace. They need to regroup, hopefully get Goody back and get going again.
I think the team, you know, are really sailing well at times, and we've seen a few little wobbles by American Magic, but we've also seen some brilliance as well. And as Tom Slingsby said, being able to keep sailing consistently, if they can do that, I think they'll be a real force going forward here in the finals coming up soon.
He has said if you can win, if you can sail this boat consistently, they can win, quote, they can win the America's Cup. And then there's Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Some suggesting, are they a dark horse? They've quietly got about it. They got, well, let's be honest, technicals for Rossa today, but they got gifted that third win to confirm their place in the semi-finals. But what do we make of them from what we have seen?
Well, they have grown, haven't they, in the last couple of weeks? You know, we were sending them home a week ago, and they have got stronger and faster, and Arno Sarafagis more confident. He is leading this team. They have a lot more to give.
Taken some huge scalps, you know, in the pre-start, got off the line cleanly, and really shown that they can be definitely in the mix as we go forward. So I think quietly they'll be a team to watch, and they could surprise a lot of people moving forwards.
Well, the one thing we will want to see more and more is a smile from Arno Sarafagis. The first part of this regatta was tough for them, as it was for Orient Express Racing, but they're in the semi-finals, and that is a new story to unfold. You know, the one thing that all the other teams will know is that maybe other teams are spying on each other, and spying is an America's Cup tradition. Long lens cameras, pursuit boats, drones, trackers, divers, submersibles, they've all been used to gather critical information. However, a new rule has now made espionage a thing of the past. That's right, there are still reconnaissance teams, but they work together and share their information with every team.
The recon units for this America's Cup have spent the last 2.5 years tracking the 6 teams involved in this America's Cup. Essentially, the role is really to chronicle the progress of the teams and their latest generation AC-75s in the effort to win sailing's oldest and most prestigious trophy.
So a day on the AC-37 recon program starts, arriving at the team base 15 minutes before the rollout of the boat.
Looks like they've been playing with the weights on the shrouds.
We're allocated a square within 25 meters of the mast wall and observe, film, and take photos of all the little details.
When the boat leaves the dock, we leave immediately afterwards. We're really in work mode at that point, recording what goes on.
My role in the recon team is the photographer and filmmaker. Basically what they have to do is to film photos and video for what happened during the training section of the teams.
We're chasing the boats, we're trying to keep up with the boats, and these AC-75s and even the AC-40s are doing speeds excess of 40 knots. Sometimes easier for them to maintain those speeds than it is for us.
So my job as a recon driver is to put Alex, my cameraman, in the position to get the best shots that the recon representatives in the other teams need to analyze their competitors.
We have to hang around like paparazzi for see if we can catch it when they roll the sail bag up.
The rip driver role is essential for the photographers because I'm fully focused on the camera. I don't have eyes outside that.
What I do is I use a harness and I'm clipped to the chase boat, so I feel free to hold the camera to get the most stable shots I can.
They're bringing down the sails. It looks like we're done for the day. We're going home.
At the end of the day for us, we'll head back to the dock and we set up then for a 3-minute interview, which we do every sailing day.
We've got to try extract as much information as possible within a 3-minute time frame. The interviewee is trying to give away as little as possible, so that can be quite a challenge.
Grazie, Max.
Once we've wrapped up at the base, we'll head home. I'll write a report and summarize the day, get as much information as possible to build as clear a picture for the teams and the media.
Can you slow down a bit? Finally, we have been able to see from inside all the development that goes behind an AC75. And I have to say, it's something incredible. From the prototypes to which pieces they are changing every day. So I feel pretty privileged to be in this role.
So what a day it has been. It started with Ineos Britannia against Orient Express Racing. It was a must-win for Orient Express Racing, but as we have said all day long, Ineos Britannia have been just the big improver in the last 3 days.
Yeah, it was a sad moment also to see France leave, but they came out, they sailed cleanly, and they improved so much in this round-robin series. They should be proud of their time here at the America's Cup.
By leg 2, they had a 650-metre league, and it was just the air was really starting to play games, and that team there got the win. And it was a big win too, not realising that they were going to have to face a sail-off at the end of the day. And that was just, it is hard. It's heart-wrenching for a team, but that's the way it goes. Then we got Rossa Pirelli up against Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They had a technical, let's just call it a technical, and it meant they would have to go into sail-off, and gave Alinghi Red Bull Racing the roll-in, the golden ticket to the semi-finals.
It certainly was a golden ticket, but Alinghi Red Bull Racing absolutely deserving to make it through, sailing well and getting through to the final. And Emirates Team New Zealand here up against American Magic. American Magic doing a really good job to dig their way back onto the foils after that, sitting on the bustle of that boat in the pre-start, and making it through was Emirates Team New Zealand, and ultimately, you know, actually winning the round-robin series there. So the defenders sailing the boat well, and now getting to have a little cup of tea and a lie down.
And they have that confidence of having won the preliminary regatta as well. So you remember, they're the defender, and then we have this one here, the sail-off. And my word, when you talk about a heavyweight showdown and Ineos Britannia come home like that, it is going to be a monster of a Louis Vuitton Cup semi-final series. And this is what it is all about, the Louis Vuitton Cup. We'll say it again, you'll hear it quite a bit. Win this, you become the official challenger for the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup, which starts October 12th here in Barcelona. So this is how it rolls down. You can see we are now down to 4 teams. And the question will remain when we get to the semi-finals, because we couldn't get out of Ben Ainsley, who will they pick as their semi-final opponent? That is still the question. Many are already saying it'll be Alinghi Red Bull Racing, but maybe it won't. You've got to win 5 races to go to the final, and then you get to that final, which is the match. You've got to win 7. It is buzzing right now. It's as simple as that. So does it all begin? The Louis Vuitton Cup semi-finals, not too far away. Saturday, September the 14th, it is a go for the 2024 Louis Vuitton Cup semi-finals. But wait, there's more. The UniCredit Youth America's Cup starts fleet racing, 12 teams, 6 invited, 6 America's Cup teams, and the AC40s are back. And then the inaugural Pooch Women's America's Cup. Looking forward to this. And that starts October 5. And then the final, the day after the opening race in the match here in Barcelona. And if you're a gamer, well, the America's Cup E-Series, the newest addition to the esports calendar, is also a go. The championship commenced July 31st, will culminate in a grand final event for Barcelona here on September 28th. 8 players head-to-head. Who will be the first ever America's Cup E-Series champion? And here are your winners from the round-robin series. Emirates Team New Zealand, in that 6-team calendar, they went actually top of the pile, so they'll be feeling good. They know they've got things to work on, and that's the most important thing going forward for the defence of the Cup. Barcelona has turned on an absolute stonker of a day today. If you're in town or you're thinking about coming in town, find yourself a fan zone, find yourself a race village, because it gets better every day as the weather plays games with everybody's heads and their boats. We're going to have a bit of time off, and it'll be Saturday when the 2024 Louis Vuitton Cup Semi-finals get underway here off the coast of Barcelona. How will it unfold? Who will Ineos pick? Stick around and find out live from Barcelona.